scream that they're authentic.
I disagree. I guess.
You think it's an outright hoax, Veach? Yeah.
Yeah, someone's hoaxing somebody. I think it's probably Weiss hoaxing because probably Weiss hoaxing.
You think he would really do that on his own channel? Jeopardize his own channel like this?
I don't know how he jeopardizes the channel. He just says it's a parody.
You're gonna jeopardize Flat Earth if it's a hoax.
Yeah, but he's always doing that. You guys are always jeopardizing Flat Earth.
You think he's about to pull a Nathan Thompson now? Really?
Yeah, he's gonna pull a Nathan Thompson. I think.
No.
But Scott, listen to these questions. Sorry, go ahead, Scott.
No, go on, Veach. Kosho, go on.
There's these questions. It says, Keith, some more ISS questions. Not sure you may know the answers. If the ISS is a plane, how is it possible that someone in Northern California can see the plane across the moon at 11:30 p.m. and someone in Mexico can see it 3 minutes later? How high is the moon? Do you know that the moon is a physical position or optical one? How does a plane that can fly look like the ISS? These are authentic questions, is what I'm saying. These aren't questions somebody would make up in some fabricated lie.
If you look up a book of fake questions to make it look like you ask questions, that's actually the first one they list as an example.
I'm no expert, but my expert opinion tells me that there's no way in which David Weiss is fabricating this. This other guy is probably trolling David Weiss, but I think David Weiss believes that he's asking a legitimate question.
If David Weiss believes it, he's such an idiot. It's unbelievable. I just can't imagine he does.
Beach, I told you we bring you the big news.
You did. It's very exciting.
We bring you the storm. We're not joking when we say winter is here. Yes, very cold conditions you are experiencing right now. Yes.
What do you mean cold?
Well, you're shivering. You're nervous.
This may be the news, but what's the actual story?
I don't get it.
Yeah, Jim, you got a super chat.
Oh,
I'll read it out.
That was from General E. Shady ages ago.
I don't know. Maybe somebody already read it out.
No, I don't think it was.
It says General Shady for $2 Australian, which is valid money, and it says "Eat crap, Rupert. Disrespectful POS."
Why?
Because Rupert was letting him know that he should have been muted when he was getting muted.
You guys are tough. So you guys were over muting him though. You were.
No, I don't think I muted
him. I was listening. He's a bore. You know, he just hasn't got the rhythm of the room yet.
That wasn't why I muted him. He was unaware that he was over talking people constantly.
So guys, the whistleblowers.
You hear the confession, Jim?
We need Jim's opinion on this because Beats, that's not a good answer. You have incredulity right now. Kosho's outlined the authenticity.
Yeah, Kosho's convinced. He's turned flat earth on us.
Well, the authenticity of the discussion that happened there, and you're just freaking out. I've never seen you like this, Feet.
Yeah, I'm freaking out. It's just such a freak out moment for me. But ask Jim what he thinks. I'm curious to see what he has to say about it.
That would be interesting. Then we'll find out the source.
Isn't he here right now?
No, he's definitely right.
I feel like if he was here, he'd be asking questions.
He'd find out.
I thought I heard him a few seconds ago.
He'll find out immediately what's going on.
I see.
But if Jem doesn't find out what's going on, it's all over for you guys. We've got...
Yeah. It was just a matter of time, Kimo. You know, we were holding on as long as we could.
I know. So why though, Veach? Why the lie? Why? What was the...
We're not lying, that's why.
You've just had a whistleblower from NASA.
I don't know if that's true, though. I think maybe the lie is that a whistleblower from NASA wrote that.
You don't think they're telling the truth?
I don't think so. I think either Weiss is lying or somebody's lying to Weiss.
How can we verify it?
Well, I guess we find out from Weiss how in the world he got this letter. That'd be a good start.
Maybe it was another.
The fact that Weiss would publish it without telling us where it came from or why he has it is pretty, suspect.
It's got. Can I just paint you this picture, please? Because
Okay.
But I'm seriously, because I feel like you're a clever guy, but something about your honesty doesn't allow you to see. Because for me, this is like crystal clear. But
what's crystal clear?
That David Weiss is legitimately convinced that he's asking genuine questions.
Okay, but before you go into it, can I just ask you? To me, the idea that you could derive that from what questions are written down seems absurd to me on the face of it.
I understand that.
Okay, go
What
ahead.
I'm telling you is he's the things that he's laying out So imagine Jeremy in the concentric circles, right? He's bringing it up because that's bothering him. Like he's like he can't cope with that being, so he has to ask questions to figure that out. Most flat earthers don't talk about those things or whatever. This guy's talking to an insider that he thinks is a flat earther, and he thinks he's an insider, and he's continuously asking him about the ISS, and he's specifically asking him about the problems that he personally has.
I understand. I understand what he's asking. I understand the kinds of questions he has, the challenges he's giving him. I understand all that. I don't see why you think that's evidence that it's not completely fabricated.
There's no scenario in which somebody is fabricating a story in which they would be.
Yes, there is.
Be asking those questions.
Of course, there is. The scenario is let's imagine we really had this conversation. What would we really want to know? What would we really say? Let's make it as authentic as possible. That's the scenario. Like. Part of it is that I do this all day long as I make up conversations people are having, and of course you do it like that. You want to make it look like you're really skeptical, so that when he answers all your questions correctly, it looks like it's really convincing. I mean, it doesn't strike me as weird at all.
I posted an email transcript in the chat. That's really real.
Do you remember whenever he said he posted a Google?
I'd rather you guys find out if it's fake quicker sooner than later. You know. So what you're going to do, usually you find out within half an hour if this is fake or not. What's the problem?
Yeah, can't find any record of a Dr. Keith Smith working at NASA.
There is. I really found that guy who worked there. But it might not
you see, that's how quick these ballers are. They can find people and information just like that.
Well, hold on 1 second though, Kimo, because I'm trying to remind Scott when Nathan Oakley had there was a hot mic or something like that, or maybe it was on text, but he was basically coaching the people on his panel to not bring up this thing that he knew was a problem. And he's like,
that was the lighthouse, because I wanted to.
Exactly.
I said to Nathan, I'm going to talk about the lighthouse, and he said to Anthony, no, don't bring it up. And I was like, but why?
Coaching them not to bring it up, and someone who's dishonestly, if they're going to be fabricating something and with a dishonest tactic to convince people that they have this profound thing, they're not going to include in it the things that they themselves would be avoiding from addressing publicly. You know what I mean? Like it's more something like it's like a personal issue he's having with the ISS. He can't cope with it.
Sure, that could. They ask the questions that they know about, and then they give the answers that they wish were true.
Yeah, I'm just telling you this. He's not asking them in that like obvious way. He's asking aversive.
I would just like to point out that I'm not the only person that doesn't fully get why you're saying that.
Yeah, another honest. Slacker's one of the most honest guys in here.
But why is that a bad thing?
It's not a bad thing at all. I'm just saying. I think that you're blinded by your honesty right now.
There's no record of a Dr. Keith Smith working at NASA, and the link that you looked at.
He's been found by her. You're a terrible researcher. He's been found.
Hold on. The link that he saw was an article about a Keith Smith named IHRC COO, and it says that he served as a cost engineer at NASA.
Yeah.
And when you look up the profile of that person, the highest degree that he holds is a Bachelor of Science in Industrial Engineering from Auburn. Doesn't make you a doctor. Yeah. So we still have not confirmed this Dr. Keith Smith that worked for NASA.
Been located. Veach says he knows the people that went to the meeting. There was a meeting, and Veach says he knows.
I know Shay Bolden, who was director of NASA, and I know Mike.
You know the NASA people in the documents, so they're already verified.
Just the ones that are famous, just the two famous ones.
So we did it again. Or I have, or the community has. We've exposed the lie of the globe. It's coming out once again. Tomorrow, this is going to run and run because the scientists, the experts, all agree that the Earth is flat, that we've been lied to. The experts know they've been lied to, and they're slowly being informed that the Earth is not a globe, and only BioDuel now can save the heliocentric model
that's not true.
With his Cavendish in a vacuum experiment.
Kimo, how did you verify that this person exists and you confirmed his credentials? How did you do that?
Kosha did some groundwork for us.
Kosha, what you looked at, is that the link that I posted in the chat there?
No,
executive biz.
That guy, it is about the same company, but the same guy, yeah.
Perfect. As I said, he's not a doctor. Highest degree is a Bachelor of Science. And that's it. So that already contradicts the claim that Chemo's making, and that's it.
Right, but it does say he worked at NASA, though, right?
Perfect, but he's not a doctor, as it's claimed in the email, right?
Yeah, I mean, the Earth's not flat. So he's obviously, I mean, that part of it is wrong. But the question is this the same guy that is possibly talking to him, or somebody pretending to be this guy and talking to him?
No, at the moment it isn't, based on the contradiction of his level of degree, as well as not being able to find a Dr. Keith Smith.
Talk to me, brother.
Yes, sir.
Talk to me. Yeah, let's confide. I mean, I know that you obviously were. Tell us when you were told about the lie.
Well, if this,
I wasn't. As far as I know, everything that Nesson says they do is true.
well, if this dude is a doctor, then we need some details that corroborate that. The school where he got his doctorate, the subject of his, PhD, dissertation, thesis, or whatever. A place where he works with people that can corroborate. Oh, I saw his doctorate on the wall, or I've seen him. He has a level of professionality or knowledge that is commensurate with, his level of assumed skill or something. Something to that effect. Classmates, things that help corroborate this narrative if we're going to believe him, faith or not, because we could believe him initially off of faith, but see these inconsistencies and be like, okay, we might need to look into this even further before we decide to fully believe this.
I hate agreeing with Lemon. I hate when I agree with Lemon, but I do with you now.
Is it too good to be true?
I mean, the thing is, you could wave Harvard around, in a person's face, and you'll be starstruck, being like, "Oh, finally, we're getting academic credibility." But don't be fooled, brothers and sisters, because the devil, the globe devil, is a word lion seeking which flat earther he may embarrass and devour.
Right. I hear that. Yeah. We've got to be careful if this is genuine. So, how long should we wait? When do you think David will back this up? I mean, do you think it will come out sooner than later? What are we looking at?
I don't think he will. I think he'll double down, but who knows?
I got another
I haven't read this yet, but does this even sound like something someone who worked as a costs analyst would write? Or did they just pick a common-sounding name and hope that it matched someone at
Look, this is hot off the press. I've just given you this when I've seen it, you've seen it, we've all seen it together. I didn't look at it any more than what you have looked at it. So,
I haven't looked at it at all. That's why I'm asking.
Yeah, that's why we the ballers usually find out these things within 30 minutes, whether it's real or not. Take you long. So far, Kosho said it looks real, so we can only go with Kosho and and Veach has said that the people are real. He knows them, so that's 2 out of 2 at the minute.
Yeah, there's much more. There's another Keith Smith who looks like he's actually done more than just finance stuff. But I'm trying to see, because he's worked with NASA. I don't know if he has actually worked for NASA. Let me see, because I think he might be British.
I'd be surprised if you
Veach has just messaged you and told you to back off. Back up. I get it. That's why he's gone so quiet. Yes, my intuition. My intuition's on overdrive. Yes.
I did send that message.
Yes, you messaged Kosho just now and said,
but that wasn't why I was
back off, Kosho. What are you doing? You're not supposed to be supporting.
You're confusing tuition with paranoia.
No. I know what's going on. Veach has been awfully quiet in the midst of Kosho talking, and it means Kosho's backing up changing his argument, going, wow, maybe, blah, 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 maybe. And that sounds a lot like Veach to me.
I told him I was going to cut his stipend if he didn't. His show money was out.
This is insane. Veach, I can't believe you're messaging Kosho to back off. And even Kosho's gone quiet. This is insane. I can't believe they've realised we've figured them out. See, guys?
It's so weird, Kilo. It's all fun and games. It is all fun and games. But I swear to God, if someone comes to me in a week and goes, "Hey, so I heard you sent a message to Kosho," I'm gonna be so mad at you. Like, you can have your fun and games now, but
damage
just be
control. Damage control. No way. I can't believe in real time.
But this is how I still to this day get people saying, Did you call MIT and tell them not to let a paper get out because of Riley or something? I'm like, bro.
Yeah, you
why
got
would
something happened on
that?
the you did something to the website. That was right.
I didn't do
Anthony was
anything to the
telling us.
website. I didn't do any of that stuff. It's just
No,
crazy,
you
man.
contacted someone somewhere to get some.
No, I didn't contact anyone. You're crazy.
I'd have to get Anthony to get the full story. I can't quite remember. I remember he was saying you did something somewhere, because information was on there.
They're lying. They're lying.
I can't believe, anyway, just now you've just messaged Kosho to back off.
I didn't message Kosho.
Oh my gosh, Kosho's backing off, and then now it's all of a sudden there's another one. Maybe it's this one.
How do we know that you didn't message Kosho? Maybe you said to Kosho, okay, now back off so I can claim it other people message you.
We have like an extra sense. I can't explain it. It's like you just know.
Paranoia, yes.
No, it's not paranoia. It's like you can feel and sense what's going on, because Veach is panicking and Kosho's excited, and Veach is like, well, hold on, Kosho, you trolling or what? And then, like, now Veach was in the background saying, look, back off, Kosho. What are you doing? And Kosho comes out with, yeah, this is probably not real or genuine.
I feel like no one's listening to me. What I said was, here's another Keith Moon or Keith Smith.
Yes.
Keith Smith. Yeah, I'm just saying there's other guys called Keith Smith that's worked there. That no way is saying, even though I don't think that that's an authentic dude, I think that, what's his name? David Weiss.
So you were all over the place. You were loving this initially, but now...
I've said this the entire time, man. I'm saying this. I'm only just correcting you because you're saying that he's messaging me or whatever. I have 3 DMs from...
It's alright, I figured it out. This is how we figure these things out. It's alright, don't worry about it. You ain't gonna do anything more. The idea is that we need someone to debunk this letter or this conversation.
Yeah, I already did.
As a hoax, yes? And
already did.
How have you done that?
By trying to corroborate it with a real employee from NASA, and haven't been able to do that because the only one that we have found so far contradicts the claims in the email. So far, it's not genuine.
There's 2 other ones.
No, okay. Your lack of research, Bio, is not sufficient. We've already found the guy.
I'd appreciate it if you don't talk about other people's lack or efficiency of research when you do none.
The guy's been found, located Jem is here. Okay, Jem, you're not going to believe I've done it again. Okay, I brought the big news, the big information.
You give White some of the credit, man.
Well, yeah, but you guys, yeah, of course, White's, but bringing you guys the latest news, biggest news, and you should have heard Veach earlier on, Jem. He's nearly fallen apart here. So what?
I still am though. You think, Coach? I mean,
he's going to confide in me later on. We're going to have a good talk.
Pretty much just out of my head.
You talk to me first, Veach. I'm going to talk. We're going to talk about this. Yeah. Get you get the therapy on.
Thank you.
Yeah, don't worry. So anyway, Jem, what do we have again? We have the whistleblowers are flying out of the chamber. So let me post the link.
Coach, I'm going to post the profile for that guy.
So let me post the link. We've got senior NASA official confession, Jem. This is insanity what's happening, and we've got the full transcript. And Kosha went through it, that it was completely genuine. Veach here, poor Veach, brother Veach, is complete shock. Doesn't know what to make of it. Doesn't know if Kosho is trolling, if he's being serious. We're just all over the place. So what we're waiting for is your wise opinion on whether this is a hoax, or if we could just find out any information really or something. So obviously we can give you a bit of flavour. It says, my name is Dr. Keith, former chief engineer with NASA. Blah, blah, blah. I joined in 1996, and my doctorate at the University of Beep. Says, blah, blah, blah. I was approached by NASA administrator, Charles Bolden. He offered him promotion. And then blah, blah, blah. He says, he will never forget the moment Bolden looked at him in the eyes and said, everything you've been taught is a lie. And from there, he told me the Earth, was in fact flat. This is something that has been known for thousands of years by the ancient peoples. However, as general population became more educated and their social status increased, they became restless and a danger to themselves. It became necessary for a great lie in order to prevent a collapse of society. So he explains why. Oh, why would they lie? They've got the why would they lie in here. This is really good. So they've got why would they lie. So now, whenever you guys ask why would they lie, we've got it here. Why would they lie? You see?
No monologues.
No, I'm just
right.
giving.
So anyway,
I'm just giving.
Anyway, what'd you say? Jem or Jeremy was here?
Jem Panda.
Jem. Oh, okay.
Jem Panda.
Perfect. Can you explain how you verified that this person is who they say they are?
I haven't verified it. That's what you guys will do.
Oh shit!
Why would they lie?
Oh, Chris, it tells you here that it was in order for the great lie to. Why would they lie? It was to prevent. It was to prevent a collapse of society and another dark age. See, that's why they lied, Chris. To prevent another dark age. This is great. This is fantastic.
Prevent another.
This is fantastic. So it's not because
medieval
of what
time.
Pardon?
Prevent another medieval era.
Well, I had medieval era. What are you saying? So the reason why they lied, they tell you here why they
dark age, as in like medieval times.
Yeah, they say that it was to prevent a collapse of society. So if Flat Earth comes out, look, Veach has ran away. He can't believe this. This is terrible. This is absolutely. Oh, I shouldn't be laughing. Because this is terrible for someone like Veach. He was freaking out, Jem, earlier.
Why? You haven't verified
He was
it.
like, Kosho, you can't be serious. This is not serious. You've got to be joking. You know, and then he was, I know these people. So, even if...
Well, it's clearly fake.
Thank you.
Oh, well, I'll tell you why it's clearly fake.
All
First, we don't have the guy's voice saying it. He's redacted things in here, so we can't actually figure out who specifically he is, although it looks like people are doing that. But beyond that, there's so much of the standard Flat Earth narrative in here, and stuff that we absolutely know for certain is not true. So, for instance, it says, there's this bit about Eratosthenes. They will even say that he calculated the circumference of the globe within 1% accuracy by having Bemetis measure the distance between Alexandria and Syene by walking the distance and counting steps. However, these historical records have been fabricated and left for the historians and archaeologists to discover. Well, that's a very standard piece of Flat Earth narrative and is entirely irrelevant because, of course, we can repeat that experiment.
Yeah, but what's
today.
not standard...
Hang on. But he goes on to say, it was only 200 years ago that the true nature of the Earth was general knowledge. However, all records of this knowledge have been destroyed. I mean, well, how did that occur? How did they manage to... How have all records in every country, everywhere, not just been destroyed, but have been completely replaced with records basically since the beginning of records that build up to the knowledge that we have today and in a coherent manner. So that this is standard Flat Earth narrative that 200 years ago, everyone, and it's all a recent thing, the globe. And we know that that's not true. So that's why I say this is fake.
Well, of course you're going to say that. I mean, but you should have heard when we first brought it out. An echo. Is it me? Am I making an echo?
Yeah, it was you.
I don't hear an echo.
Is it me?
You got a page open.
It was while you were talking, Chip.
Or
Oh, right.
might have my mic too loud.
Every time Kimo opened his mic, it would echo.
Alright, let me... Is that... You can still hear me, yeah?
Yeah.
So far, there's been pretty good research in trying to find a Dr. Keith Smith associated with NASA. All possible Keith Smiths have come up negative.
Where's Veach? Veach is in extreme trouble right now.
No, he's not, is he? This is nothing, is it? It's nothing. It's not on any kind of a letterhead. It's not got anything about. It's just anybody could have written this. I could have written this afternoon.
Here, Jem, I posted a email transcript that Chemo accidentally leaked.
Oh, who's Human then, Chemo?
Don't know.
Human.
I don't know what that.
Well, that doesn't sound very real, does it?
He's pranking you. I didn't make that.
You know, it sounds like somebody's pranking David Weiss, like back when weren't they?
Photos had heavy messaging from Veach. Unbelievable.
I think it might be that. I hope it isn't one of those idiots doing that shit again.
Yeah, didn't they? Who did they do that to last time?
It doesn't help when they do this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What, you think it's a hoax? Yeah.
Yeah, but the thing is, usually they put clues in it, don't they, to make it so there's something you can laugh at afterwards. And I'm not really seeing any of that.
Right. That's why Veach is panicking, because Kosher was like, "This looks like a real conversation here."
No, I said it looks like David Weiss is authentically asking questions. Like he looks from my perspective, it seems like David Weiss 100% believes this dude. Like Jem said,
he would do, wouldn't he? Weiss, he would just absolutely gobble this up without question.
Almost like how Chemo's doing right now.
Yeah, I mean, we're lapping this up right now. I mean, again, it could be something else, but right now, you guys haven't debunked it yet.
I mean, here's another one, look. It says, whenever we launched a rocket, it would just fly out of range of the TV cameras and civilian tracking capabilities before ditching into the ocean. I mean, we know that that's not true. We can see rockets being launched today. This is just standard flat Earth narrative.
Are you reading David's questions though? Because it's almost like he's not. It's almost like David Weiss is sticking to one thing about the ISS, and he keeps going on about, like you said, like the standard flat Earth arguments that trolls will make up.
Oh no, I haven't got to the questions yet. Bloody hell.
Yeah, it's all in red.
Well,
all parts
it could
in red.
be. We'll find out soon enough. Yes.
God, there's so many memes in this. How are you considering that this is real?
Sorry, who's David Weiss? The ancient aliens conspiratard.
No, he's a flat earther. It's like a really prominent.
All right.
DIRH.
Yeah, dirt.
All right.
Deep inside the rabbit hole.
Death.
Yeah.
Death.
Yeah.
Or whatever. Yeah.
You that old lady, remember?
Yeah, the guy who ambushed an old lady.
Because if this is fake, David's going to look, pretty bad. We're going to look bad. Can't afford such hoaxes.
He looks bad every time he does anything.
Can't afford such a huge hoax again. Surely not.
It's not even huge hoax. It's a guy who's been caught repeatedly making hoaxes and all sorts of shit.
Well, all I know,
You would think as a chief engineer, it'd be easy to find some information about him, right? He's not just some low-level guy. He's chief engineer in 2012 of whatever program. He didn't specify, but you would think it would be easy to find that.
You would also think that he wouldn't. You also think that he wouldn't be using modern flat Earth memes as his way to go.
Well, Veach ran off very, very suspicious. As we, Kosher, you're freaking him out by saying it looks genuine.
And again, there's a chief engineer for Keith Smith, but his highest is just a Bachelor of Science, and he's chief engineer at Northrop, and he has no reference to NASA. And that's probably the best one, but it contradicts the email 2 or 3 times.
Well,
So
like
you
I
moved
said,
on. Chemo, you moved on that quickly from David. What's his name? The other the other guy. A couple days ago, you've moved on
David Icke.
already. No, David.
No,
David.
no.
Beverly.
The one who went, yeah, the one who did, who got his job at NASA by fixing somebody's tech support board online.
No. This is our second whistleblower in the month.
Computer freak, something geek, whatever his name is.
Yeah, we're saying.
Oh yeah, he has his own website. Yeah.
Yeah. We're saying the whistleblowers are coming out thick and fast. And
yeah, I debunked that. I debunked that in like 3 seconds before you ran off.
David
the other
Beverly.
day. Yeah.
No. That was on Flat Earth Brothers. That was. Again, a big channel. Again, why would they lie? Well, we know why they would lie now. NASA have told us why they would lie. So.
Why would Flat Earthers lie?
About what?
Because the truth is too difficult to fabricate.
No, look.
We know why David would lie, right? He's got that.
If the Flat Earth is
app.
revealed, it makes sense now. It'll go back to the Dark Age. I mean, that makes perfect sense because you guys want progression, like off into the space, into the stars or whatever. And if you're stuck on the Flat Earth, it's going to be barbaric. It's going to be like, well, what's the point listening to the government? They don't know what they're talking about. I may as well just live my own life, do what I got to do, you'll form your own society. And then,
if you're gonna appeal,
I feel like this is projecting.
If you're gonna appeal to these these people, you should at least confirm that their existence at NASA is verifiable.
Makes sense, regardless. Even if it's a hoax, this makes perfect sense. Why they would lie.
even if this is 100% fabricated and 100% fake, it still makes sense.
No, it's clear from here because that's what they do. They put out things like this on purpose. Well, whether it's a hoax or not, the idea is to give you information and read between the lines. And in that message there, they've given us because that's the biggest thing. Why would they lie? People want to know why would they lie. So they've given us a clear outline on why, how you people look how angry, look how savage you guys already are. You got look savagery, right? Now imagine
Can I get Jim's attention real quickly?
What?
Jim Panda's attention.
Yeah. What?
Hey, Jim Panda, I just was thinking about something, and remember how when Nathan Thompson was getting bamboozled by those dudes, and we really went and took an effort to convince him or try to convince him that he was being fooled. We took away from some of that prank, you know what I mean? I feel like this could turn into something. It might not, but it could be part of some troll being played on him, and I don't know. It might be entertaining.
I don't know if he was bamboozled more so than he was hornswoggled. I think it was more of a hornswoggling than it was a bamboozoling. But yeah,
I mean, this would be big.
Like
you're right. Because
a chief engineer would know that look at this portion where it says we exploit this through careful positioning of multiple ISS aircraft in order to achieve realistic transit.
Say that again. You're very low, Brian.
Wait, Kimo, don't seize. Let me finish.
You're very low.
A real engineer would know that the speed that is crossing the face of the moon, if it were at the altitude of an aircraft, would be moving tens of times faster than an aircraft can move in the Earth's atmosphere.
But he's claiming it's at 98,000 feet.
An aircraft at 98,000.
Right.
Yeah, they can't fly up there.
5 aircraft, in fact.
But there's been planes that's gone higher than that. Well, rocket planes.
Those are rockets.
I still don't see any debunking from the Globers. I mean, we need some real solid information.
There's nothing to debunk when we can't find information on this.
They don't exist, Chemo.
They're not
if they existed,
there's no plane that goes.
Yeah, but check it out though, Chronic. Check it out. Veach says he knows these people.
There's your debunk. There's no plane that goes that high that fast.
Veach says he knows these people and then ran away.
Once again,
Kosher was defending
you're demonstrating to us how gullible you are.
He said his dad knows these people.
Veach knows this. This guy in a YouTube video said this. This guy says he's.
We read out the names of the people, and Veach says he knows 2 of them.
Literally unverifiable. They don't exist.
Oh my God! Veach says he knows them.
Chemo, listen. What you can
Why are
do
you
is
appealing
make
to
up a
other
fake.
people? Sorry,
You
go
can make up a fake name, and then you can get on Google and look for a department. Then you can list those people as if I had a secret meeting with these people.
I'm not
It's
hearing
that
your
fucking
nonsense.
easy, Chemo. Come on.
Veach says he knows them. That his dad knows them, and he ran away
No,
because
he
he
doesn't.
realized how serious
He didn't
this
say
is.
that. He wouldn't. He doesn't say that kind of thing.
Oh my!
And that's,
Kosher, did he say his
pretty
dad knows them or
insulting.
not?
Chemo.
What did he say about knowing them?
One of them was a guy who ran NASA, and one of them was.
Yeah, but what did he say about his dad knowing
knows
them?
who they are,
Chemo.
not that they know them personally.
Chemo, who cares what Veach said? Can we verify what Veach said? No. Can we verify
Oh,
the existence
another one
of the...
panicking. Another one, come talk to me.
Can we,
confide. I've got
can we
two of these
verify
now.
that these people exist at NASA?
Look,
yes, we can,
look at
and
this.
they don't exist.
Incredible incredulous here right now. Just come and talk to me. We have sessions for loss of globe. Yes.
What?
And
Do you have sessions for paranoia?
just
I'd like to
we can go through the motions of how it happened. All these things. Don't panic, Chronic. Don't panic. Beach says he knows.
You're just gullible, man. You're just gullible. It's simple.
I hope it's not true for you guys, right?
I wonder if it's Reckless Ben emailing Weiss again.
That could be the case. It's possible. Everything is possible. But right now, you guys haven't debunked it in any way. So
Yes, we have.
a problem.
Because we can't find a Keith Smith that worked for NASA and is a doctor within a particular program, and we can't find a chief engineer for NASA by the name of Keith Smith ever. So
He's been found already. Kosher found him straight away.
And I already told you that person had the maximum of a Bachelor of Science, and he wasn't a chief engineer. He was a cost engineer, and I think he stopped working there before 2012, when the guy claims 2012 is when he was made chief engineer. So
You think? You don't know for sure, though, right?
no, it's all posted. You want me to post it again, or I mean, it's a waste of time. I don't know why I asked.
Yeah, I mean, we haven't shown who it is or it isn't yet. We've got to wait for that information to come out.
No, we have.
Like you're not waiting for any information. You're just running with it.
Yes, for now, because we don't have a debunk. Veach has run away. I don't think you understand how big that is. He was right into this conversation, and then he realized, I know these people, and Kosher is defending it. That's a problem.
Yeah, this is who Kosha defended. I just posted it in the chat. From the first link, talks about NASA, blah blah blah, and then when you go to his personal profile, you can learn a little bit more about him.
Look, it could be a hoax. It could be a prank.
Defend this guy.
Still April, right? Don't worry.
Point out that there's guys that worked at NASA with this name.
Perfect. And then what Kimo was saying is,
Try to just probably leave me out of it, you guys, if you're gonna miss.
Now Kosher wants out of it.
He wants you to leave him alone too, you dickhead.
You're also misrepresenting my position here.
Uh-oh.
Regardless, yeah, there's a few guys that it's a common name. There's a few guys that work there, in and around NASA with that name. So it's very easy for somebody to fabricate the story and trick that fool like David Weiss, who gets fooled by old ladies and really anybody.
Gosh, Veach must have been hammering
Yeah, you
the
didn't see that
inbox.
clip of that old lady?
Goodness me, guys.
Are you talking about
Kosher,
the old
confide
lady
in me
where-
as well.
Where they told her she was like got brought up in the flat Earth? What do you mean?
Like a
Because
104-year-old woman in a nursing home.
If David Weiss
and
is
David
wrong,
Weiss
it's
is
going to
like,
affect the flat Earth big
Jesus
time,
Christ,
isn't it?
Chemo.
I don't think you see the
No,
implications
it won't
if he's
affect
wrong.
you guys at all because every time you guys get punked, your response is, "Oh well, if they're just lying to us because they're trying to keep us down." It doesn't matter. You're just going to continue to lie to us, there, Chemo, because you are. That's all there is to it.
Well, let's find out if we've been punked again. Goodness me, why do you do this to us?
it's already been shown.
You know, I mean, we don't bother you in that way. We don't try and punk low birthers. Thank you.
Yes,
guys.
you're trying to do it
all the
right now,
time.
being shown that you're
You
an
do all the
idiot.
time, Chemo. It's when you guys go out and flat smack people, you're going out and you're punking. You don't realize you're doing it, but that's exactly what you're doing.
What?
Kosha.
when we flat smack people, that's pranking them. What are you talking about?
Yeah, so you're going out there and you are punking them into trying to make people believe you, honest to God, think the Earth is flat.
We're raising awareness that the Earth is not a globe. And then
Kosho, do you think sorry to cut you off, Kino. Do you think Keith Smith is a rather common name. Do you think a name like David Beverly is just as common or a bit more unique?
David Beverly?
Yeah.
Probably. I mean, Smith is a very common name. Beverly, I feel like it's probably pretty common too.
So this is a
David Beverly. Try thinking.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
This is a search on the back end at id.nasa.gov for David Beverly, this computer freak Jesus geek or something like that, who claims.
Oh
to be
yeah, dude, the guy from earlier. Yeah, the guy from Jem's show.
Yeah, another debunker. Another whistle. Yeah, NASA.
You seen his
whistleblower.
website?
No existence at all at any NASA center. I
mean, how do you know he's not there?
Maybe
because he just looked up the CVS files and he's not there.
Well, you know, NASA is a very sneaky entity, and they made
they wiped it.
There you go, and you know they've got the power to do so, to get these people off the records and say they never worked for us. These people are crazy. Don't connect with us.
NASA's just watching David Weiss videos and they go, "Oh fuck, guys! You know what we gotta do? We gotta wipe every existence of this person because of David Weiss has the video."
We've heard it before.
Oh, interestingly, look at the last line here. The sun and moon do circle around the North Pole, spiraling between the tropics. This is where we get our seasons from.
Interesting.
Yeah. Just like David Weiss app, Jim.
I bet this will be Fight the Flat Earth or one of that lot, I bet you.
Probably right, Jem. I knew it. I knew Jem would come with that could be a pot, because they're desperate, they are. Something like that. And that is up his street.
It's not desperate, it's really fucking funny.
No, that sounds like Fight the Flat Earth now. James hit the nail on the head.
I think this is written by an English person as well.
The loosing?
Well, is that because it's written in English, or?
I mean English as opposed to American.
If it's not Fight the Flat Earth, it's something like that. That's what because it does have that feel to it. Like
there's one bit where it says something about Elon Musk having some laughs or something. And that definitely sounded like English.
To think of what it could be.
Definitely sounded like English phrasing that, not.
And it
American.
wasn't even half an hour, so
are you admitting that you wrote this, Jim?
So that is a good...
I would never do this. I don't think it's a good idea to do this, because the thing is, these things, they become part of the whole. They remain out there, and then in 5 years' time, when all the jokes gone away and all the videos for it have been taken down for some reason, somebody else will stumble across it and present it again. You know what I mean? These things don't go away. They keep rearing their ugly heads.
Honestly, that seems like a really funny thing to do.
That does sound about right.
It's just lying to people, isn't it?
Yeah, but imagine you make a funny goof that's not meant to
Yeah, but
it's only meant to be in the sphere for 10 minutes.
But we're supposed to be about truth. We're not supposed to be
but
about.
Fight the Flat Earth wants to embarrass flat earthers. That's his goal.
Yeah, I'm sure he does, and this is all just too good to be true, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, I knew that anyway. I knew, like I said, I brought it here for you guys to, do what you do. And I think that is the best answer, really. It does seem like a Fight the Flat Earth.
Why are you pretending like... Is it like you weren't just all on this, Chemo?
To
Please.
get Jem or you guys to think what is going on. Duh. And now we've discovered what is a good possibility, and it does feel like that. It feels like him and Toon or Mr. They've got together and said, if we could do this. They want what those duck people had. then they can play it on their show over and over again and things like this.
Yeah, that's what they're doing, I think.
I'm saying we shouldn't spoil this then, huh?
Yeah, probably not, because Weiss has been all over, hasn't he? He's on every. In fact, it might not even be them. It might be someone we don't know, because he's been on so many of these things.
Right, so it'd be easy to get hold of him. Yeah, like that.
And I saw one where the guy, it was the next video after Weiss had been on, and the guy was really slagging him off and going, I'm gonna get an astrophysicist here the next time. And he was really quite gunning for him, you know what I mean? I think that this probably wasn't written by him, but there's probably other people like him out there.
Definitely, it looks like that. Because it is too good to be true. If it's all those people, like Everett said, you wouldn't go. You would take it to the big. Get it, it'd be bigger than this, basically.
Yeah. And also, there's no way for us to sort of check the veracity of any of it, is there? There's nothing in here to check.
No.
It's just saying flat earthy stuff, but
we'll find out. We'll find out. That's the kind of pressure we need
it'll all come out at some point.
Unless we prod.
And the other thing is, he's involved in that TV show that they're trying to set up, isn't he?
Who?
Yeah, David Weiss.
Right.
He's one of the people that's been approached to be on this TV show. And you could just imagine this being part of a setup that was leading up to that as well, They start this email exchange, and then months later he gets to meet the guy or something, and do you know what I mean? And they film all this.
No, yeah. Again, like I said, I knew it was too good to be, but we've got to, in order to get the right answer, because when it's something that you feel is real, you really dig, like it can't be, and we can get the right answer.
Except that you did not keep so.
No, because this happens all the time, doesn't it? Where something like this comes out and it's just too good to be. We're not stupid.
No, Kimmo, I don't think so. I think nobody really worried at all, and it was asking you many questions. And now when Jim's come along and said the same,
what did I say originally?
No, you were going on and laughing and giggling like a little girl. So please,
what did I say? I said, wait for Jem.
What's wrong with being a little girl?
I said, wait for Jem to come on, and I'd said this early on.
But you were going on about Scott and Kosho and misrepresenting what they said just for you and the way you do things.
Very difficult to
But he's going to do that, Sheeples, because what he wants to do is present this like it's the absolute killer thing that's going to wipe us all out.
Right.
So that we respond by doing
what you did,
going crazy trying to pull it apart, and by doing that, Chemo gets to the truth.
Gets the answer right, yeah. Because we're not going to run around saying it's true when we know you guys can look at sources and research. We do all the time, we bring things to you like we do it over,
God.
And
sure, Kimmo, you'll bring this up again like you always do.
Wow, we haven't. Because
he has to hype it up so he gets the full team on it. You know what I mean?
Because
so
it's just
everyone's trying to show him that he's wrong.
Yeah, and it's just the first day as well. So we've had a good answer, which is it's completely viable. This definitely smells like the Fight the Flat Earth and Co. or someone of that kind of cloth. And we'll find out for sure, yeah. Like it was a voice changer, weren't it? On.
Yeah, it was. Well, like a voice. I don't know whether a voice change. It was like one of those type and talk.
Right. That was it. Yeah, that was it, a voice thing.
Jim, I think what you should do though before it disappears is go get some screenshots of the comment section. You'll have a laugh there alone, and you might be able to use that as content. Because if he removes this video, those comments will go along with it. And they might be possible leads into other gullible people.
Yeah.
Some of them are hilarious.
You feel sorry for the flays, don't you? Because they'd love to actually have something like this, wouldn't they?
Oh, they would. You know,
never get
they
it.
should start with a degree.
A degree
It's
in
coming, don't you
Anything.
worry. It's coming. Coming.
Why would that matter? Why is a piece of
Well,
paper
because then they
degree?
could actually refute the topics they claim don't exist, Joby.
You don't
You know,
need to pay thousands
we've
of
got
dollars
we've
for a piece
got
of
we've
paper.
got literal pizza men denying astrophysics.
Okay, just because somebody's a pizza man, they can't do research.
Yeah, I'm a pizza man.
Yeah, but you're not denying astrophysics.
In fact, when I get promoted, I will be a pizza man. At the moment, I just do burgers and KFC.
In what way am I denying astrophysics?
Well, I'm not talking about you, Joby. All right, unless you're a pizza man, the one I'm referring to, who's not you, for some reason.
Wait, Joby, when you worked at Publix, did you work in the pizza section?
No, I was like a custodian.
Oh, wow. You should get tips from Jeremy if you ever get that job back.
It was pretty nice there. I kind of fucked up. Kind of regret it.
Honestly, you know,
so he
there's
doesn't
no
qualify as a pizza man, just doing astrophysics.
there's no qualified people in the flat Earth. No one qualified in the field, and all the ones that say they qualified lied.
Well, qualified in what way? You mean like academia giving them a piece of paper saying they're qualified? Or...
No, Joby. As in academia is in their head because they spent 4 or 5 years getting PhD level degrees. So much so that they can go on and teach things.
Guys, is the money they spent.
No.
That's literally the only difference.
No.
Wait, Joey,
No,
you
Joey.
do realize most people with PhDs got paid in order to get those PhDs.
Where's Aristotle's
it's
PhD?
not the other way. It's not the other way around.
Where's
It has
Aristotle's
nothing to do with
PhD?
what we're
Where's
talking about.
Pythagoras' PhD?
Has nothing to do with what I just said. You do realize that when it comes to Jesus Christ,
Sorry,
Joey,
go on. Sorry, go.
you do realize people don't really pay money to get a PhD. You get a stipend to go into the program, and you do work within the program. So you get paid while you're researching, in addition to doing a job, right?
Yes, but before you get the PhD, what do you have to do before that?
You tell us, Job. No. You tell us. You tell us, Job. What do you think occurs?
Okay, well, you gotta have a high school diploma, but that's basic. So that's just the beginning, which is easy. And then you gotta go to college.
Yeah.
Is that it?
How much is college?
And there you go.
For me, it was free.
Up, Job.
For me, undergrad was free.
Well, if you go to like not a really good one.
What are you talking about? I went to a pretty damn good school, and that's it. And I had full ride the entire way.
I don't think Joby has a point here.
Well, I'm not
yeah, it doesn't refute my point either. Nobody claiming the flat Earth exists has a qualified field or degree or anything to refute it.
You're wording that wrong.
Brian Mullins, we told you already.
Brian Mullins was not a flat earther.
Yes, he is.
Well, most
Adam
elites are
Meakin.
flat earthers.
Dr. John D.
Yeah, and these are not what I'm talking about,
Chemo. Not a doctor.
That the guys in NASA with the PhDs, like the top guys, know the Earth is flat. So wouldn't they be considered like flat earthers with PhDs?
Oh my goodness. I don't even bother talking to you, Joby. You know, because you further, you know, show what I'm talking about.
Yeah, get off.
I know that you're young and having a laugh and all the rest of it, but
no, we're just
you should
trying
take
to have
a good look.
here, and
You should take a good look at it.
Have a moral high horse here.
No, you should take a good look at it and realize.
Not a moral one.
And Chemo should do the same thing. And everybody else who can't pick up any of these science textbooks that they deny and read the formula and understand it and be able to talk to someone else about it.
I mean, again, BioDuel is going to do an experiment. Once we see the attraction, we have gravity, the Earth is not flat.
Oh my god, shut up, Chemo.
Right, so until then, we don't have a force, we don't have gravity. Never seen it.
I'm back to page 1 of the script.
Yep, thanks again, Chemo. Check out chat. Thanks.
Kimo, you want to run away again?
Is it
before?
Because she put all of your experts with these degrees and PhD, not one of them have done what bio is about to do.
Yeah, plenty have.
Actually,
I would go as far as to say thousands have. Yeah.
Yeah, of course you would say
they
that, but
have.
not one of them can show it. Not one.
What if they have an MD?
Joby, could I ask you a serious question?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Try to answer seriously. I know it's hard, but just try.
Okay.
Okay. If all right, let's just say if someone so if someone is making some bold claims, let's just say for example, it's someone who maybe is trying to whistle blow some secret or reveal some big secret, and this person, one of the main pillars, like the foundation of their credibility that they're trying to get across when they're making these claims, is one of the pillars is that I am a former employee of this thing that knows all these secrets, so I'm whistleblowing all of their secrets. You're better off to trust me because I worked there for so long and I know all of their secrets. And so logically, here's the question: logically, after this person makes all those claims, is it logical in your opinion, one of the first things to do as a listener of this person, or as a outsider, one of the first things you should do is probably confirm that their credentials, or what they are claiming, their employment, their past former job that they worked at, is actually true, if that's their main trustworthiness argument, to trust
Yeah,
it.
yeah, sure.
Oh, okay. That's simple answer, yes. Okay. I mean, it's just a simple question. So.
I mean, I know like people say like, oh, they scrubbed his documents, but that just means there's no evidence of it.
Okay.
Father, what do you think about that guy, the David Beverly Senior guy? Because
I looked into that.
On his resume, it says he's worked there, but it says system security officer, which sounds like somebody could just butter up being a security guard, but he goes into detail and working with like the systems, computer systems, and all that. So
there was something that I saw, and it was within an obituary, because there was a David Beverly, and I can't remember if it was that senior junior part. I think in the claim on the website, the Computer Geek, whatever his name is, he claims to be senior, but the only evidence of a David Beverly within NASA, he's already dead, and he didn't have children. He was only survived by his wife. So everything didn't add up. And I think...
Yeah. He's also much older. When the guy died in 2007, he's clearly older than the Beverly Computer Freak guy on the YouTube channel. How is he the senior? He's clearly older.
This guy stopped working there in 2007.
No,
yeah, but
NASA are going to change the data. Come on, think.
Well,
yeah, they're going to change everything but his name. You're right.
Of course
they
can
do
all that.
Like, if there's no evidence of it, why should I believe that they just changed it for no reason? Why should I just believe it?
There's a deception going on. No
okay,
curvature,
I mean, I
no
get the deception
rotation,
part, but that's
space
still
is fake.
Yeah, I get all that, but like, that doesn't mean every like little thing that's negative about NASA is true that some random weirdo said.
No, if there's going to be whistleblowers, and they know that whistleblowers are coming out, they've got to do something quickly and change names, change profiles, add and take away, all those things to keep the deception going. If you're going to sit there and allow a whistleblower to whistleblow without doing something, use your brain.
Chemo, there should be... Chemo, okay, Chemo, you're asking to use your brain. Use our brains, okay. Reverse it just for a minute. Use your brain. So this 300 IQ individual should be predicting these things if he's a whistleblower. So why not provide just additional sources of evidence, additional proof? Just provide additional proof that proves his claim about being a former terminated employee, that he discovered the truth and they fake killed him off or something. He has nothing but the words that he's uttering.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, so
Matt Garland said the same
why
thing,
would I
right?
just believe him?
Meth
balance is the same story.
Even if I don't like NASA, why should I believe this evidence against NASA?
They're just interesting, that's all.
Now you're backpedaling to interesting. Okay, sure. Okay.
That's all they are. None of these, there is no whistleblower anywhere that could convince the flat earthers that the earth is flat. We already know it's not a ball.
I just want to hold your same skepticism against NASA to all like whistleblowers that are also against
No. Again, anything that comes out beyond what we already know is, again, it is probably for you guys. We already know that the earth is not a ball.
It's weird you're clinging to it so hard though.
What do you mean? We know that water cannot curve around the. I mean, this is nonsense.
I mean, yeah, I get all this, but you're kind of making.
Get all of that stuff.
You're gonna.
You're hardcore appealing to. You're just demonstrating how gullible you are, basically.
Well, BioJewel is going to either show it either way.
Oh, again?
Yes, you're the key here because it's never been shown before, and until we get that, we're not going to know if there is gravity.
Keeps posting the GIF.
Chemo, you're not giving me time to recuperate here.
Well,
that's an amazing amount of that reset time was absolutely fantastic. I take a call for 2.5 minutes and come back, and Chemo has already reset. That is a new fucking record.
Well, Chronic is saying that we're very hardcore flat earthers to a degree because some of us are still looking and searching for globe proof.
That doesn't mean that I need a recap, Chemo.
So,
yeah, and Chemo,
yes.
what do you feel that you're reaching here without having anything? All these people you're trying to get. Oh, you've been lied to, and what are you providing ever to show them that this is the case? Every day you just spew your nonsense. We don't need a model. We don't need a map. We don't need this. I mean, you lie to yourself before you even come here.
Right.
Like, what is it that you're offering people? Because you offer nothing.
Okay. What's the question?
Please answer the question.
Well, what's the question?
What is it that you offer people?
Ah, yes. Well, what we do, raise.
What do you do, Chemo?
Well, I raise awareness that the Earth cannot possibly be a globe, and we just set about explaining why and how. That's what I do.
And gullible people might believe you.
So you're just going to give us lip service that you agree with, but nothing tangible that we can work with.
Well, I mean, again, it's obvious. You look out, you see it. I mean, what more do you need? Do you think it's curving? Do you have a measurement? You don't.
Yes.
I'd love to see you. I'd love to see you complete one of the tasks that I've asked for you. Just two, really. Map a sunrise to sunset in every known location using people on the ground and the data. You won't do that because not even.
We don't.
No, you won't do that because it's the end,
We're
right?
not model makers,
it's the end.
No.
It's not about making a model. It's making a demonstration to repeat what we see in real life.
And to be able to make predictions that are accurate.
Again, we're not.
And the second one is
what?
Explain how the lunar eclipse works on a flat Earth.
Rahu.
That doesn't make any sense, Chemo.
Well, there's meant to be a black body in the sky somewhere.
Chemo, why are you invoking something? Why are you invoking something that's counter to Christian mythos, and somehow thinking it's a good idea to validate Hinduism?
Well, no, we don't know, do we? That's what they say. Nobody knows how eclipses
What
work.
keeps the sun and moon up in the sky, Chemo?
Quantum locking.
Well, I think Brian Mullen said something to do with.
No. I'm asking you. What do you think?
Again, we don't have a model.
He doesn't have thoughts. Chemo doesn't have thoughts. He can tell you what other people think, but he's not prepared to defend those or even discuss them.
Well, because we don't know how the sky works. We're not about to reset.
I don't know if it's a character, Brian, or he's
what, you think we're going to spend the next 500
block.
years guessing where we live and what it looks like and what's going on? Don't be silly.
We definitely know how the sky works.
We are the leaders of the new school, and the way we do things nowadays, is practically demonstrating something.
Right, so that would be a model, right?
First step will never be hypothesis anymore. Okay, we're gonna have
A practical demonstration would be a model that you can use to replicate what we
that's
see.
the old world.
That would be practical.
That's the old world. The new world, the new way is you have an observed phenomenon. Then,
right,
The new way is to get close to water during highly refracted periods of time. Take a picture, and then without any sort of backing, make a claim. That is the new model.
Yep.
No, the new way is if it's to do with science, that is, you're going to see and observe phenomena in nature, and then you're going to predict. So the only predictions will come when you're trying to predict the cause of this effect. That's the new way.
Right. So I asked you. We see the sun. What keeps it up there?
Well, again, so what's the new way, sheeple? The old way was to say,
you said make an observation.
I think it must be
observed the sun.
gravity. That's the old way to think, right? But now, what's the new way?
The new way is to not think. Apparently.
So the new way is the observed phenomenon.
The way is to think.
Yeah, so the new way is...
Somebody quote that. Somebody quote that, or I will.
Okay, so the new way, you see the sun. Now, what's the effect?
Sheeple, I need you to go ahead and look for quote 4400. That came out today.
All right, 44. I'm on it.
Right, can we continue with the new way? With
I'm not thinking. Yeah, go ahead.
The modern people of the modern world.
What?
You've chosen not to think. Go ahead.
Chemo.
Yes.
Never utter the words, I don't speak a lot.
Yeah, I don't speak a lot.
Come on, man.
I'm just explaining briefly the new way.
He doesn't think a lot, but he speaks a lot.
Briefly,
the new way.
For like almost an hour now, and you haven't been quiet.
And the new way is...
Even Joby is shitting on you, man.
Look,
no, I'm not shitting on
we
him.
get hit on all angles, we expect that, but we must stay steadfast.
Oh,
you see?
I wonder if Scott's...
You know that we must stay steadfast, right? We know you know about the
armor. I wonder if Scott's speech bot is currently running.
People, you know about the full
I'll
armor.
bet you the
Come
stats
on.
Chemo...
You know that we can withstand
I'll bet
all
you
the
the
wiles.
stats on Chemo's speech bot are absolutely unreasonable right now.
No, but I'm just saying, Sheeple knows what time it is. He knows about the armor. Yeah. So, yeah, where were we?
What armor?
Yeah, the
Wait,
new
what
way.
armor?
The new way. Yes, the new way.
I don't know about the armor.
Well, Sheeple knows about the armor. Very powerful.
He's talking about Ephesians 6.
Sheeple, let's not get into religion, but I understand you know about the armor. Yes, so that's why.
Yes, I do. And I noticed, Chemo, you're getting far away from my simple things. So let's get back to what you said.
Get back to it.
The observation is the lunar eclipse. Now, what do I do there?
We weren't saying that. We were talking about the new way.
This is the old way.
Not doing the old way. No, we're not.
No, but you've got to teach me. You're talking about the observation. The observation is the lunar eclipse. Okay.
So what's the new way?
No, tell me what I do now. I've got the observation. Now what do I do?
What's the effect? Do you see any effects going on?
Yes, I see a spherical shadow, or at least a shadow that a spherical object could make passing over the face of the moon at the same time that the sun is in the other direction, i.e. the Earth seems to be crossing the path of the sun. Right. So now what do I do?
No, because that's what just seems. We need to know what we're actually seeing, what effect.
Also, the sun is in the sky, I can feel the heat, but when it's doing that, it just seems like it is.
Seems what?
It's a special day for the sun.
No, you're going back to the old way. You're starting with hypothesis.
No, I'm starting to think. Damn it.
No. Let's stick with the new way.
I need to be more like you.
You need an observed phenomenon. So what does that mean? It means something that is questionable in nature. Something that is curious to the mind.
Lunar eclipse.
And you might be like...
Lunar eclipse.
Okay.
I'm curious. Okay. What's causing the shadow on the moon?
So the new way says that you can't do an experiment with this. So what are you going to do?
Oh, you don't know if it's a shadow yet.
So if the new way says you can't experiment with your independent variable, what does the new way say you have to do?
You're the one teaching us.
So you can't manipulate your variable, so you can't predict anything.
He's trying to get you to walk him through it, but you keep denying the opportunity to teach.
Yeah.
I've just told him if there's nothing to manipulate, then he has to go with the fact that he just only has to guess. But it won't be science. He'll just be guessing what he thinks is the cause of this effect. Now,
could you at least walk us through the guessing?
The guessing?
Great, powerful teacher.
Anyone can guess
Kimbo.
anything, but let's just say God did it. You can't test it, you can't experiment with it, and that's not scientific. Now, that would be just a guess. Now,
but the moon's up there, though, Chemo. We've got to work out why the moon's up there at all, right?
Well, like I said, first of all,
the globe model explains perfectly how the moon works and how the sun. So, what is the alternative for that?
Right. What's the question?
Oh, great wise one.
Let's start again. The new way is we're going to go outside together. Let's say we've all got virtual headsets on or something. And we're all going to see nature, just like outside. So we're going to see things that happen. What's the first thing that we're going to see that is questionable?
I'm questioning whether we're just looking with our eyes to seeing nature, or now we're seeing nature through a VR headset.
Whatever you want. Just if you see something in nature, what?
I want you to be clear, for starters.
Right. So what is the effect you see outside?
Okay, walk outside on is it day or night?
Anytime you want.
All right. It's nighttime.
Mm-hmm.
I can see the moon and stars.
What's the effect? What are you questioning?
I'm questioning how the moon's up in the sky.
Okay, so what do you predict causes this moon being up in the sky?
I'm asking for your answers.
That's what you need to do. I can't think for you. The new way is you've got to come up now with a hypothesis.
Chemo,
Jesus
no.
Christ,
You're misunderstanding. Chemo, he's given you an observation. Now he wants you to go through how the new way would approach this.
I've just told him. So the new way is he sees an observation.
You haven't though. No, Chemo, you haven't told him the way how the new way would work. You've just told him to go figure it out instead. Why don't you walk him through how the new way will approach this situation?
No, he can't figure it out in his hypothesis. That's what the hypothesis is. How can he figure it out in his hypothesis? Don't be silly. That was the old way.
Then walk him through it.
You guys thought
you
start with the hypothesis and then we can figure it out through hypothesis. No. Now,
walk him through it step by step.
If you let me finish there, you keep on interrupting. So the idea is that sheeple. What Brian is talking about is the old way, where you start with hypothesis and you figure it out with the hypothesis. You're never going to do that, sheeple. So we look at
test the hypothesis, yes.
Yeah, so we're going to have, that's up to you. You can make your own guess. I can't guess for you. I can't see through your eyes and think what you might think is a cause.
All right.
Yeah?
Let me do it this way. Have you seen the moon before?
The moon, yes, of course.
Okay, so yes, of course you've seen the moon. Right, now, imagine that last time you saw the moon, that's Chemo looking at the moon.
Mm-hmm.
Chemo's thinking, how is it up there? Go from there.
Okay, so, I mean, I have no idea. I can't even postulate a hypothesis.
There we go. There we go.
All that to get to the climax of I don't know.
No, I can't hypothesize. If someone else can hypothesize, I'm listening.
Thanks for playing.
Exactly, and that's the new way, sheeple. If you can't hypothesize, if you can, we work with it. If you can't, we stop right there, and we don't hypothesize, we don't guess anymore. We just leave it at that.
Is that your answer for any observational experiment?
It's the new way. You're going to get used to it whether you like it or not. Okay. Otherwise, we're just going to be guessing our way through life. Let's do another one. Try another one. Let's try it with something else.
I'm always amazed by your lack of curiosity.
Let's try something else. What do we see when we go outside?
What do you mean by lack of curiosity? It's just like you want him to make up shit.
What he's basically saying is that if you're retarded and incapable of learning, you should stop there and feel good about yourself.
No, didn't say any of that. I said,
Joby, he literally just said because he cannot personally move the moon, there's nothing left to investigate.
No, I said I can't hypothesize the cause. I can't hypothesize the cause. I cannot predict what could possibly be holding it up.
So your personal incredulity.
No, how is that incredulity? What are you talking about?
You just said that you're incapable of developing a hypothesis, meaning no one should investigate.
No, I didn't say that. I'm saying me, cannot think of the cause to this effect. If you know the cause, or think of a cause, be my guest. Let's work with it.
Okay, the next best thing would be like, if these conditions are present, I believe this will happen. That's like the next best thing. Just make a hypothesis where you guess what will occur if certain conditions are met, and try to duplicate those conditions as best as possible, and see what happens.
Right, that's a good point. It doesn't your hypothesis doesn't have to be true. You can test a hypothesis, and if it comes up as a failure and it doesn't explain what you're observing, then you've made scientific progress, even if it's not what is causing or manipulating a particular observation. You can still form a hypothesis and make progress.
You could just leave it as implicit. You could say, I'm not saying that these conditions are the cause of whatever my hypothesis is, but these are the conditions I set up, and this is what happens. You could say it's a cause, you could say it's not a cause. You could just try to duplicate the effect, maybe.
Right, it's all scientific progress.
No, you don't have any scientific progress. That's the point. The old way...
I've asked you before, and I know your answer, but I'm going to ask it again just to make sure. If you conducted an experiment and your hypothesis was wrong, do you think that scientific progress was made?
No.
What?
Right, and that's your scientific illiteracy showing. Thank you.
That would be progress. How wouldn't that be?
Well, what's the progression?
Joby, this is abnormal for you. This is not normal for you to ask these logical questions, Joby.
Well, tell me, how have you progressed?
It's a progression because now we know that these conditions don't give us our desired result. So now we have less mess, and we can screen out another unnecessary thing for better experimentation later. So it would be a bit of progress in that regard, as you're making new experiments with new implicit causes and or effects or new conditions for testing.
Right, it's progress because now we know it's not this particular thing or these set of variables. Now we can move on. We've made progress, and we can adjust the experiment. We can adjust the hypothesis. It's progress.
Yeah, upon
and we can go back and forth. Like we got rid of the ether really prematurely. We could go back to the ether, go forward from the ether, deny the ether, affirm the ether, and do the similar with other experiments as well. As long as we can go forward, backward, and progress with the scientific stuff.
I see what you mean, Bayer. Yes, you could be right, because Blue did an experiment. He didn't waste his time. We now know it works outside of a vacuum, and we don't know it works in a vacuum. Yes, so now we can stop wasting time outside.
Three times within an hour.
We can stop wasting time outside of the vacuum and put it in the vacuum and get better results.
Chemo, those are rookie numbers, man. That one took you almost 13.5 minutes to reset. You got to work on that shit, man.
That was a while, yes. But
maybe you should post a GIF.
Well, you changed my mind. You said if we do a test and we don't get the agreement, and did we progress? And yes, we have progressed, because we didn't get the results we were looking for with Blue Marble.
That's not what we're looking for.
See, this is progress of a kind, because I've asked you that question 3 or 4 times, and you've always stood strong on, no, it's not progress. But now that Lemon is here and he joined the conversation, and Job is not agreeing with you, now you've made the progress. So, progress of a kind.
We've made progress. Excellent.
I'm proud.
Joby, the thing is, the Earth is most likely on pillars, not only because God's word says so, and gives us the framework by which we can go forward and explore these pillars, period, but because we have amphidryomic points on the seas where there's little to no tides, like there's less water swirling beneath this area, like there's a pillar underneath there. And also, we've only gone like 8 miles down, so we don't know what the hell's down there in the first place, aside from the revelation of the person who constructed the thing, aka God. So I'm quite comfortable saying that the Earth is on pillars on top of a watery deep. Do you have another hypothesis that you would like to explore?
Yeah, I do.
Tidal nodes.
I don't have one, but I just know it's not that.
Right.
How does a tidal node underneath the ground on a pillar happen?
The electricity, the flow of the ether, swirls and makes this water push and pull just slightly.
So
it can't flow into the pillar, therefore you have no tides there above the pillar. You have relatively no tidal activity at these amphidryomic points where there may be a pillar situated deep underneath the ground with less swirl and flow of the water.
Isn't it on 4 pillars?
There's could be several. The Bible doesn't specify a number; it just says on pillars. Where do people get pillars? Is it from the 4 corners of the earth or something like that?
Well, I mean, it could be,
follow.
or it could be like philosophical. You know?
Or it could be literal. Why would God?
It could be literal, but we don't know.
Why would
I'm
God?
not a Bible guy, so I'm not like you right now.
Well, at the very least, it's a framework for exploration. So whether or not you believe in these pillars or not, perhaps there's something deep underneath the ground.
I'm pleasantly surprised that Chemo actually made progress there. I'm still kind of shocked. Sorry, go ahead, Bye.
Are you good?
Will we just consider like what the Bible says about the Earth, or like what other like sacred texts do we also have to like put into consideration?
If they have similar considerations, some talk about elephants. I wouldn't have an animal elephant underneath there unless I saw some breathing or some elephant skin. But maybe they're trying to be metaphorical with that, or have a similar vein with some sort of structural support, be it the feet of the elephant.
I could see the pillar, but not the elephant.
Me too, yes. And so it looks like they're all agreeing with certain particulars where there's some sort of structural support, be it a metaphorical elephant leg and or a less metaphorical pillar of some sort. So since they match on those particulars, I'm comfortable with that in that regard.
Maybe it's an inverted density gradient. The elephant's standing underneath with its legs acting as pillars, and then when it breathes, it causes it to heave the oceans up and down, making tides.
No, it's got to be a turtle because
It could be the wind. Could be the elephant's trunk too. Every now and again, it just
how will the elephant breathe
over the surface and then shoots out air.
But the trunk is located by the elephant's face, so you'd only expect wind to come from that trunk unless you're saying that there's, you know, another trunk on the elephant or something.
Sure, let's call it farts and the elephant's trunk. There's your 2 directions.
Okay, well that's east and west, but what about north and south? The wind comes from everywhere.
Let's just add another elephant. Makes it easy.
Oh Lord,
Very
Occam's razor.
And you know, east and west is just left or right from north.
Well, I could go with an angel blowing in some ventilation over like an elephant, because I don't see any elephant skin. I don't see elephant droppings. What sort of elephant is this? I'd go with the unseen angel blowing in ventilation.
It's under the.
You'd not miss elephant droppings, would you? So that's to be big. Like, that's how mountains are formed. Elephant.
Oh, that's a very good point too. Yeah. Before humans were here, giant elephant just shit all over the earth, and then we have mountains.
What if the elephant has lava in its gut, and whenever it shits, a volcano erupts?
But that's not an elephant that we're used to seeing.
That's quite. That's just silly.
Yeah, most elephants that we know of don't have lava. You know, at least theoretically, anyway.
Most elephants aren't big enough to hold up a planet, so I mean, they could have a lava intestine. They're going to have a different biological workings because they wouldn't be able to support their blood vessels if they were normal elephants. So they.
Well, we're trying to use the. What was that?
It could be completely different than the elephants we're aware of because they have several properties that are completely different. Like they're
Could be onto something, Mayak.
Well, it would have the form of an elephant, but it wouldn't be an elephant that we're used to. So something would have to reveal to us that this is true, because we would be using what we know every day to explain something that's really not like something from every day, namely an elephant with lava in its gut. So that's a bit of a fallacy for trying to use everyday stuff, elephants, to explain something that we don't normally see every day. You know, aside from Revelation, you know, so God saying that this is the way that it is.
Was right. It's turtles.
Well, I would say turtles because there's water underneath us, and
they can swim.
Water below, water above. Turtles make sense.
Elephants and water. Turtles would be better.
I don't know, because turtles have to breathe oxygen, so if they're underwater for all this time, then they die. I would say lobster. Let's go with lobster.
Oh, lobster!
Oh, that would explain all the tidal nodes.
It's true.
So based off the revelation of God, I would have to go with over turtles and stuff like that. There appear to be pillars of some sort underneath the earth.
It could be the lobster legs because they have 8 legs. So the more pillars, more support.
What's appearing to make pillars? So I gotta look into it.
And what kind of pillars could support that kind of mass?
Really big ones.
Oh,
not really. That wouldn't work. They'd crush.
Lobster pillars.
Well, that's because you're thinking pillars made out of concrete, but they're not made out of concrete.
Well, that's why you have to use a lobster, because the exoskeleton would be super strong if it was that size. I think we just figured it out, guys.
Makes sense to me. And as far as the elephant goes, as far as him breathing, that's not really a problem. He just sticks his trunk up, and that's where we get the wind from.
Well, Lemon, what if we're inside the turtle and the shell is the dome, and that's what's swimming and moving around like the water outside?
We're like the magic school bus living inside a turtle.
No?
It's so crazy because I was talking to a person who's nominally a Christian about the biblical cosmology, and they're like, where in the Bible does it say that the earth is on top of a turtle? And I'm like, that's nowhere in the Bible. You must have been, conflating Hindu scripture with the Bible, because that's not in the Bible at all.
Mm-hmm.
Why is the Hindu scripture wrong, but the Christian Bible is true?
Probably because the Hebrew Christian revelation is the most primal one that hasn't been perverted. Hindu scriptures are probably metaphorical, mythical offshoots of the original narrative.
Predates it, though.
What about people?
Don't forget
the brown.
What do you mean by perverted? Do you mean like it's been rewritten?
They add a bunch of stuff to make it interesting to the people that they're telling the story to around the fire. Things to make it more accessible to people who are like, this doesn't make any sense. I can think of a turtle, but I can't think of pillars underneath the earth or whatever.
Oh, which came first?
Do you realise that the Indus Valley and Indian cultures are probably some of the oldest writers in the world? They weren't tilling around campfires. They had really nice cities that they did it in.
Yeah,
really?
Christianity was like a 400-year-old.
Listen, Joss, we're not being historically factual right now.
Yeah, we're not.
We've thrown out truth and facts right now. So.
Well, I'd have to go with the Christian scriptures because they appear to be sober and much less mythical. I mean, I do like the Hindus with their, fallen, demonic gods that they were yoking to get, knowledge from for meditation and altered states and Kundalini yoga. But I don't know if that's the revelation of God, especially if, some fallen demon from hell is, talking to me that, might be trying to drag me to, said place. But I don't know.